You're not getting a single dollar from Dad's estate, my brother informed me as I walked into the room. My brother Scott stood in the lawyer's office, blocking my path to the conference table. Our father had died 3 weeks ago. The will reading was supposed to start in 5 minutes. I have as much right to be here as you do, I said. You abandoned him. You moved across the country and didn't visit for 2 years. I was the one taking care of him. It was true. I'd left home at 26 and barely called. Scott had stayed local, visited Dad every week, handled his medical appointments when he got sick. I'd sent cards on birthdays and called on Christmas. That was it. The lawyer, Mr. Patterson, gestured us to sit. Let's begin. Scott had brought his wife Shelley. She kept giving me looks like I was something stuck to her shoe. I sat alone on my side of the table. Mr. Patterson opened a folder. Your father's estate is valued at approximately $1.2 million. The house, investments, and liquid assets. Scott smiled. Shelley squeezed his hand. The will has 2 primary beneficiaries, Mr. Patterson continued. It was last updated 8 months ago. 8 months ago, when Dad was still alive. I missed his birthday that month. Didn't even call. To my son Scott, Mr. Patterson read, who has shown unwavering dedication and care, I leave my gratitude and love. Scott's smile faltered slightly. That was it? Gratitude and love? The remainder of my estate, all financial assets and property, I leave to my son Alan. The room went silent. Scott's face turned red and white. Shelley actually stood up. That's impossible, Scott said. I was the one who took care of him. I was there every single day when he was dying. Mr. Patterson pulled out another document. Your father left a letter explaining his decision. Would you like me to read it? No, Scott said. He turned to me. You did something. You got to him when he was weak. I didn't even know about this. BS. You show up to one funeral and expect to walk away with everything? Scott moved around the table toward me. You want to know what his last words were? He asked for you. He called your name and you weren't there. My throat tightened up. I'd gotten the call that Dad was in his final hours. I'd booked a flight, but I just sat in the airport and couldn't get on the plane. By the time I forced myself to go, he was already gone. Scott, please sit down, Mr. Patterson said. I changed his bedpans. I held his hand through chemo. I was the one who had to tell him the treatment wasn't working. Scott's voice was getting louder. And this piece of trash gets rewarded for running away? I'm sorry, I said. I should have been there. Sorry doesn't mean anything. Scott grabbed the front of my shirt. You're going to sign whatever he wants you to sign to make this right. Mr. Byard, I need you to let go of your brother, Mr. Patterson said, standing up. Scott shoved me backward. I hit the wall and he was right there, his face inches from mine. You don't deserve any of this, he said. You're right, I don't. That stopped him. Mr. Patterson cleared his throat. Perhaps we should read the rest of your father's letter. Scott stepped back. Shelley was recording everything on her phone now, evidence for whatever lawsuit they were planning. Mr. Patterson read, to my sons, Scott, you have been everything a father could ask for. You stayed close, you visited, you cared for me in my final months. I will always be grateful for that. But Alan needs this money more than you do. Scott, you have a stable career, a home, a family. You're going to be fine. Scott laughed bitterly. So I get punished for being successful? Alan has struggled his entire adult life, Mr. Patterson continued. I know he stayed away because he was ashamed, but not of me, of himself. Son, I found the hospital bills. I know about the cancer. I know you've been fighting it alone for 2 years. I know you're drowning in medical debt, and you didn't tell anyone because you didn't want me to worry while I was sick too. The room went completely silent. Scott turned to look at me, really look at me. I'd lost 40 pounds. I wore long sleeves to hide the port scar. I'd timed my last round of chemo to end 2 weeks before the funeral, so I wouldn't be visibly sick. The treatments, Mr. Patterson read, are experimental and not covered by insurance. The bills are close to $400,000. This is not a punishment for you, Scott. This is a father's last attempt to save his son's life. Alan, use this money to fight, live, make me proud. I couldn't look at Scott, couldn't look at anyone. You have cancer? Scott said quietly. Stage 3. There's a trial in Boston. It's expensive. I've been trying to save up, but the debt keeps growing. Why didn't you tell us? Dad was dying. I couldn't ask him to worry about me too. And you had your own life, your kids. I didn't want to be another burden. Shelley lowered her phone. She was crying. Scott sat down heavily in one of the chairs. How long have you known? 2 years. I moved away right after the diagnosis. Told everyone it was for a job opportunity. Jesus, Alan. Mr. Patterson handed me an envelope. Your father left you one more note. Inside, in Dad's shaky handwriting, I know you'll feel guilty taking this money. Don't. Your brother will be angry at first, but he loves you. Give him time. Fight hard. Live long. And tell Scott the truth. He deserves to know his brother needs him. Scott stood up and walked over to me. For a second, I thought he might hit me again. Instead, he pulled me into a hug. You're an idiot, he said. We could have helped. We would have helped. I'm in Boston now. The trial is showing promising results. Scott calls twice a week.